God, I just listened to this whole podcast. It was terrible. I feel like my ears are gonna bleed.
What'd you say? This is Darby Allen, and you're listening to Gimme a Whole Yeah podcast.
Good evening, hello, and a very warm welcome to the Gimme a Whole Yeah Wrestling podcast. My name is Ant, and Dom is in bed. He was shattered, so he had to go to bed, bless him. But we are going to do a review, because I'm here, of AEW Dynamite from the 2nd of September. Thank you to everyone that joined us in chat. It was absolutely brilliant. We had a load of people that showed up in the stream tonight, so that was really cool. And if you've got any questions or comments as we go through the card, I tend to read them all out at the end, just get through the review first. And I'll quite happily do them and read them all out, spend a bit of time with you guys. So thank you all so much for joining us. I do appreciate it. And I hope you like the new Darby Allin intro. I've got a couple lined up, actually. We've got a few, I'll save them as surprises, but there's a good one for Saturday, so be excited for that. Rock and roll. First match was Santana and Ortiz, who came out very early, and best friends attacked them from behind. And this really did start off as a massive brawl. And it felt all of a sudden like something that mattered. Like, I've not been that into this feud, but I've watched about half of Dark from last night, and I appreciated them constantly like attacking each other and going after each other. And the feud is actually starting to get me more interested than the teams that are involved. I realised segment where Trent set up a load of chairs, like a tower of chairs, like he was building Lego blocks. Ended up getting himself thrown through them though by Santana. It was really good. Chuck and Trent felt like they had a fire tonight that I haven't seen in them for a long time, and that's because of the sort of the type of feud that they've been building quite slowly, but actually it's been built up to be really good. In fact, I'm quite surprised that this match isn't happening. I know Jeff suggested in our chat before that this should be a parking lot brawl, and that makes perfect sense. It seems more like they're in the Battle Royal, which I think is a little bit disappointing. I would quite like to have seen them in All Out, but the match was great, man. So at the start of the match, when the ring bell went, there was only two of them in the ring. It was Santana and Trent in the ring. And what that led to is I was thinking, well, is it just them two in a match? But it wasn't. It was a tag match, but obviously everyone was just laid out, which I thought was a really, really nice way to go about it. Chuck and Trent managed to rally back into the match later on. Basically, there was some great moves in this match, like the Falcon Arrow that was delivered from Chuck onto Santana. Then an awesome knee to Santana. Really good. There was a bit of a clumsy pinfall spot in it, in the corner after Trent landed on Chucky landed a crunchy on Ortiz. The ref then, did he go for the 3 count? People are saying he went for the 3 count because he didn't reach the ropes in time. I don't know. I think it put off a few people from the match. It jarred them a little bit from out of the match, which is fair enough. I get it. But anyway, the end of the match had Trent getting hit with a street sweeper by Santana and Ortiz for the win. Really good, man. What a great start to Dynamite. This feud, wasn't really interested in it. Really interested in it now. I think it's a bit of a shame they've not got a match at All Out, but, it's a stacked card anyway, so let's carry on. It was about an 8-minute match, and I thought it was a really good start to the show. Then we had an MJF promo. He was saying that there's going to be only one outcome this Sunday, how we all know what that outcome is, and then he goes to the dressing room of the lawyer. He gets Wardlow to kick in the door to get to him. He does, and tells him that he needs to get out there. If not, he's fired. And if he doesn't deal with John Moxley, he'll be dealing with MJF. Well, I probably would have taken MJF over John Moxley, especially based on the fact that at this point in the show, he still had a neck brace on and a walker. But he basically said that he was getting thrown out and Wardlow was going to make him. And he did, which was really good. Then we had SCU and Private Party versus the Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks. This was another brilliant match, man. I mean, we all knew the outcome, but the Bucks are really turning into this heel team. And I think it's great. And I think it's going to add some drama to the match. I mean, we knew the outcome was going to be the Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks. You can't have a big show without the Young Bucks on. I get it. It makes complete sense. And SCU and Private Party isn't as big a deal. I mean, that's sort of a pre-show match. At least the Jurassic Express and Young Bucks is a main show match. And the Young Bucks are really sort of developing that heel, and they were developing it throughout this match by not tagging in the Jurassic Express, which I thought was really good. There was Private Party looked awesome in this match. Some wonderful drop kicks, some heights on the frog splashes and stuff like that. It was brilliant. There was at the end of the match, the Young Bucks cleared out SCU and Cassidy in the ring before the Young Bucks hit the Being the Elite trigger on Mark Quinn. So that's the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express at All Out, which, you know what? I think it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it's going to be cool. Then we had, I mean, you can't even mention all the spots in the match because there was so much, man. We saw Tully backstage talking to FTR, talking about their main aim was being to capture the tag team championships on Sunday. All they had to do is go through Omega and Paige. Then Omega was brought out for an interview with Shivani. I thought this was brilliantly done, man. Again, Omega comes out. He's wearing these horribly garish, like, peach-coloured shorts that look like something from a Super Mario's game. He's got a Hana Kimura t-shirt on, showing the sort of charitable side of the face, constantly smiling. We're getting a massive heel turn on Sunday from Kenny Omega, let me tell you, and that's just, all of this is just to highlight that. And this segment was brilliant. Shivani was asking Omega how him and Hangman are going to come together for this Saturday, and how Kenny was going to be able to live with a mistake that Hangman had made. Then FTR came out. They came out with a polystyrene freezer box ready to offer some beer. But it wasn't some beer, it was some chocolate milk, which was really funny. Again, it's like AEW know how to have like serious promos with a bit of humour in them at times as well. You know, it's really, really good. Dawson said that Kenny was impressed with his run and he didn't have any problems with that. Basically, after that, Adam Hangman Page comes out and it's sort of like he feels left apart from both sides because FTR turned on him and said, look, we didn't tell you to attack the Young Bucks. You did that by yourself. That was your own actions. And Kenny Omega's obviously feeling distant with him for everything that's gone on with that. I don't know if you guys saw Being the Elite this week, but the last few moments of it are definitely worth watching, where we get another tease of Kenny Omega in his cleaner gimmick as he looks into a mirror of his car and you see the shades go on. The cleaner's coming, baby. This Saturday, it's going to be great. So yeah, they then backstage, Chris Jericho had an interview with Alex Marvez, who I hate. But all right, the Jericho interview was fine. It was great. It was a good promo. But after what we'd seen in the ring just now, which was brilliant, which was really good, which had us on tenterhooks, if you like, it almost made Jericho not look as good, which is mad because Jericho's one of the best promos in the game, and I don't think anyone would ever deny that. And that's the sort of amount of story that this Hangman, Kenny, and FTR have going into this match. I think it was Alex in chat said, like, this should be main eventing. And you know what? Maybe it should, man. Maybe it should, because it was great. Cool. It was great promo. Really good. Next up, we had Chris Jericho versus Joey Janella. There was a hockey fight to start. It was fine. It was fine. It was Jericho beating up Janella a lot. Ended up with a code breaker going into the Walls of Jericho and gets a submission. It's quite nice to see a submission from the Walls of Jericho because, again, in WWE, I mean, can you think of the last time you saw a submission from that? But it was nice to see that in this match. It was really short, though. It was only 3 minutes, so there wasn't a lot that they could do. But he continued to beat him down after the match. Obviously, Cassidy had come out to the ring. He ends up confronting Jericho and Hager, and they bully him in the ring. Sonny Kiss runs down to try and attack Jericho, but ends up getting kicked by Jericho. It was nice to see. Again, it makes sense story-wise. Her tag partner is getting beat up. I know that this is all about Jericho and Cassidy. His tag team partner's getting beat up. Like, go and help, and it all makes sense, man. Then after Cassidy had cleared the ring, he got out a bottle of bubbly, popped the cork, as I know people love me saying, and poured it out all over the ring mat, and then give the thumb down while pouring. It was great. And we got a video package of the Sammy Guevara Matt Hardy feud. I am so happy we are getting another match out of these two men at All Out. Like, I was worried that the last week was a blow off, and they've kept going, and it's freaking awesome, man. The Janella Jericho was a squash. It's fine. It did what it needed to do, and they carry on with the story. Hardy's also announced that if he loses on Saturday, he will leave AEW. But I sort of expected Hardy to win that match anyway, and it's called a Broken Rules match, which I think could lead to something exciting. It'd be nice to see something out of the blue, like not something that's advertised. Like take Sammy Guevara and Matt Hardy to the Hardy compound and get some proper stuff filmed that we'd all mark out for, because I don't think any of us are expecting it at all out. And it'd be nice to see a good cinematic match again. Then Taz enters with Starks and Cage, puts down their challenge to the Battle Royal competitors. The Casino Battle Royal competitors. Jake Roberts comes out with Lance Archer. They interrupt him. Jake cuts him in promo. Then out comes, who comes out next? Another great promo, Eddie Kingston, with his new faction, the Butcher, the Blade, Pentagon, and Phoenix. And it's brilliant. You've got all these awesome guys in the ring, and it's like, this Battle Royale is going to be insanely cool. There is so much talent in this. Obviously, Darby Allin's music starts playing. He runs out, takes on Ricky Stark straight away. So we're getting that story continuing, which I think is great, because I think both of them guys are really good. And I think moving on to the next part of AEW, when we get the new Dynamite tapings, they're going to be a real highlight of the show, man. They really are. It's great. It's so exciting. Then we get a couple of other people come in. So Santiago, was it? The masked man? He comes into the ring. Griff Garrison comes into the ring. I was like, are these the guys that are also in the Rumble? But no, Santana Ortiz and the Best Friends come out, so I assume that they're going to be in it. Bart Gunn was making quite a statement in there. We got a great standoff between big man Brian Cage and Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk, like going at each other. Billy Gunn knows like how much camera time to let them have before punching them both in the face to break it up. And it was great. And that's so exciting. I can't wait for this Battle Royal. I hope it doesn't disappoint. Next up, we had Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb did a really damn good job in this match, selling all the time, man. She looked great. Thunder Rosa was interesting. I think because the wrestling had been so top-notch the rest of the match, I don't know if I was that excited by Thunder Rosa, but she was good. So, I mean, put her in the ring with a Kurashida and let's just see what we're going to get. I suppose what I'm saying is, because they give this match a lot of time, which is great. You give them 12 minutes. But I suppose what I'm saying is, I don't think, although Sheba was a wonderful seller, there was no sort of fight back and no believable fight back anyway. So put her in the ring with Hikaru Shida and see where they go. And I think it's going to be a fun time, man. I think it's going to be good on Saturday. I am so looking forward to Saturday, man. I've not looked forward to a pay-per-view in this long. And I hope you'll all join us for a watch-along. Afterwards, obviously, so Thunder Rosa won. She gets the Death Valley Driver, an AA, which was great, an F10 maybe. Then, as they're celebrating, we see Big Swole in an interview outside talking about how she's in, was it a tooth and, let me see my notes, a tooth and ear match, maybe? Something like that. Anyway, so she's interviewing, and Reba comes out with a pizza. Okay, cool. There's going to be some shenanigans here. Reba's going to beat him up. But it wasn't Reba. It was Britt Baker, who swung a crutch around to hit Big Swole in the back and then continued to beat her on the floor, throwing pizza in her face, looking really nasty, and then locking on that lockjaw. Britt Baker's ready to fight. Britt Baker is not injured anymore. She's back, and I can't wait to see this match. It's going to be so good. It's on the kickoff show. What the devil? So what we decided to do is our watch along. We're going to start half an hour earlier than the kickoff show instead, and we'll do our predictions then, and then we'll go straight into this match because wow, that's going to be a good match. It's a match I'm really looking forward to. They've built a feud off an injured superstar. Mad, and it's so good to see that she can go. And let's hope it does really well. Then Moxley gave a promo just before that, I think. It was a standard Moxley promo. I don't know if it was necessary. Then the John Moxley, Max Sterling. So I was sort of looking forward to this. I knew it was going to be goofy. I knew it was going to be fun. I don't know if it was the thing that should have main evented it. Maybe it shouldn't. but the final image is what's important. But I actually thought the match went on a bit too long with Matt Stelling and John Moxley, and I don't think Moxley was having enough fun with it. Sure, he sat down at times and stuff like that, but it really felt like years ago in WWE, AJ Styles had a match with James Ellsworth, and it was stupid. It was stupid, and it was all about Dean Ambrose and AJ having a feud, actually, because Dean Ambrose was helping him win or something like that. But that felt a little bit more entertaining. I don't know why. There was a frustration element of it. Maybe there could have been, I don't know if it was frustration that it needed or more running away from Mark, maybe. I'm not sure. But it felt like it dragged a little bit for me. And that's interesting to say, because I actually felt like the MJF and John Moxley segment dragged a little bit last week as well. So hopefully, I love MJF's promos, but it just went on a little bit too long. So anyway, at the end, obviously MJF comes out. He's not injured. Takes off his brace. Doesn't need his walking aid. Although it would have been great for that to have been involved in the match. Let's be perfectly honest. Wallow entered the ring, landed an F10, then landed a second one. MJF walked out, then gets his diamond ring out, punches him. Moxley blades, we get blood. MJF smears it off his face or bites his face or what have you. And there's blood everywhere while he's holding up the AEW Championship, the thumbnail of this. So MJF stands tall at the end of Dynamite. Now in WWE, when someone stands tall, it means they're losing. I hope MJF wins on Saturday. I really do, because I think there's so many. I just think MJF's great. I think everyone knows he's great. Everyone enjoys MJF's work as a heel. Let's pull the trigger, man. Let's pull the trigger and give this kid his due. And I'm sure that all of you in chat would say exactly the same. It'd be great to see MJF as a champion. That is my review for my Gimme a Whole Year stars. I'm going to give it 3.5. I thought the start of the show was excellent. Felt like it dropped off a little bit in the last half hour for me, but a great show nonetheless. My favourite performer would have to go to... My favourite match was probably the first one, Santana and Ortiz and best friends. It felt like a real battle. So I'm going to give it to Santana. Is that the one without the crazy hair? He was great. So yeah, hopefully maybe you agree with that, maybe you don't. Let me know your ratings in the comments below, as I'm going to read through all the comments that people have been writing all this time. Hello, Mr. Wrestling Hands. Thanks for joining us, Renzo and Kobe. I've seen that you've been in chat, and I'm going to read all your comments and stuff now. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to have a cup of tea. And I'm also going to sell something. I'm going to sell Friday. We're doing a WCW watch along. Me and Kobe talks about wrestling, 8 o'clock BST, British summertime. We are going to watch the very first Nitro, because I believe it's 25 years on that day since it aired. So we're going to celebrate by watching it, and fingers crossed you'll be there. If not, cool. We'll maybe see you at SmackDown. I've got an interview out tomorrow with Viking Size Gamer, and that should be really good. I hope you enjoy it. Jack says, The Rock's tested positive for COVID. Seriously? Wow. It's interesting because we haven't heard of many big names like actors and stuff like that. I know Tom Hanks had it early on, but like when the sort of peaks all happened, we didn't hear of many performers talking about it, did we? Idris Elba, I think, talked about it, but not many. The Rock's a massive one. That's sad. Well, I hope he's all right, man. Kobe loves our intro. Yes, sweet dreams, Dom. He's fast asleep right now, snoring away into his girlfriend's ear, saying, "Oh yeah." Jack's tired. Well, cool, man. If you need to go, man, you go. I'll stay up for science. Renzo says, "Sup, Anthony? Let's get it on, baby." Jack Renzo, thank you for your comment on my Shiba Katsuro custom Titantron. Renzo, you don't have to thank me, man. It was a really good video. I like the effects that you put on top of it with it's like feathers or something. But it was cool, man. I put it on, I listened to it while cooking tea. It was really good, and I enjoyed the video work on it. So well done, mate. It'd be great to hear, if you're still here, what your next video is going to be. If you fancy sharing that with us, maybe you don't want to. I also watched your Hybrid 2 video, and that was really good as well. Omega is slightly as a heel, and Adam Page was out of the Elite. Omega and Page are heel Elite. I think Page is going to be a face, mate, and I think Omega's going to be proper clean on him on Sunday. And again, I can't wait for it because I think the build for it has been wonderful. Chocolate are having an alcoholic mix. Cool, rock and roll. Jack's been up for 15 hours. You go to bed, my friend. Jake Roberts is taller than all the participants in the Battle Royal. Excuse me. Yeah, maybe that's an interesting statement on the size of AEW's roster. You're right, Kobe. You're right. But because the roster's like entirely a lot smaller, it makes the big guys look bigger and the smaller guys look the same, I think. But it is interesting because Jake Roberts is never someone that you'd associate, I don't think, with a tall wrestler, even from back in the sort of Legends era, or certainly someone that I wouldn't as much. We've been more cinematic. We've seen more cinematic matches for a few months now. Or we've not seen a cinematic match for a few months now. I think that's meant to be. No, it seems like it's been a while. And the last one was that Bray Braun terrible thing. So, or was it? Was the Double or Nothing one before that or after that? I think that was before that. You could argue that was a cinematic match. I can't wait, man. I think the Broken Gimmick works so well with cinematic videos. I did a video ages ago, mate, about when COVID first started, about the top 5 wrestlers during the pandemic era or whatever it was called. And Matt Hardy was at number 1, and there's a reason for that, and that's because he's so creative, and he can put on the stuff like the the final deletion and stuff like that. So yeah, I think let him go crazy now, and he's got fans, and he'll love that, man. He'll love getting the people chanting delete and stuff like that again. It'll mean a lot, I know, to Matt, who seems like he's been a bit down in the last few months from reading stuff about how it's been a difficult time with no fans, you know. I'm taller than Daniel Craig. Congratulations, Jack. I had my Friends with Benefits over again and saw your live review, and I gave it the whole yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Please don't say that to her, because you won't know what you're on about, mate. No one from your region will say oh yeah, but maybe you could next time you're popping some champagne, should we say. I feel like MJF has AEW champion. Maybe. Yeah, I feel like he's got it written all over him. I really hope he does. But we'll see. I'll mark up big time. I'm really excited for the match, though. I think it's going to be a really good match. Jack says, tapping out. Good night. Watch in the day. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jack. Thank you so much for moderating. And thank you to everyone in chat. I do appreciate you being here. That's all I've got for my review. I can do the Dom thing if you desire. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stick around for Darby Allin signing us out. I've got some new ones to reveal on Friday with the 2 live watch-alongs that we're doing there, both for the WCW at 8 p.m. British time. And yeah, rock and roll. So until next time. Oh, cheers, Kobe. Cheers, man. I do appreciate that, mate. I look forward to watching WCW with you on Friday. And check out my interview tomorrow, Kobe, with Viking Size Gamer. It's a good one. We had a good chat. Rock and roll. Until next time, give me a whole yeah.
God, I just listened to this whole yeah podcast. It was terrible. I feel like my ears are gonna bleed.
What'd you say? This is Darby Allin, and you're listening to Give Me a Whole Yeah podcast.